Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive deep into something called intellectual property. Now, that might sound a little dry, but trust me, it's basically the invisible architecture behind our entire economy, our culture, and pretty much all of our innovation. To really get what it's all about, let's just start with a simple question. So take a second and think about this. Your phone, that movie you streamed last night, even the running shoes you've got. What's the one thing that connects them all? It's not just the plastic or the fabric, it's the powerful, protected ideas that brought them into existence in the first place. And believe me, those ideas are way more powerful than you might think. We're not talking about some abstract legal concept here. Intellectual property is a massive, colossal economic engine. And when you look at the numbers, well, they're pretty staggering. Okay, get this. In the United States alone, all the industries that rely heavily on IP, we're talking tech, entertainment, medicine, you name it, they make up 38% of the country's entire GDP. That's more than a third of the whole economy, all built on ideas. And this isn't just about dollars and cents in some report, it's about real people's jobs. Those same industries, they're responsible for creating almost 28 million jobs. That is a huge slice of the American workforce, all directly employed because we have a system to protect new ideas. And we're not talking about just any jobs either. These are high-value, high-paying jobs. On average, if you work in one of these IP-heavy sectors, you're earning a 46% wage premium. That just goes to show you, protecting ideas directly translates to better jobs and more prosperity for everyone. So we've seen the incredible economic impact. But let's pump the brakes for a second and really define what we're talking about. What is intellectual property exactly? You know, the easiest way to get it is to just compare it to physical property. A car, right? You can see it, you can touch it, it's tangible. Well, intellectual property is the opposite. It's intangible. It's a creation of your mind, an invention, a song, a brand logo. You can't physically hold it, but it has immense, incredible value. Now, the official definition from the World Intellectual Property Organization, or WIPO, is pretty straightforward: creations of the mind. And that's a huge umbrella. It covers everything from new inventions and works of art to the designs, symbols, and names that make the brands we use every single day recognizable. So what makes IP rights so unique? Well, for one, they're granted by law. They give creators exclusive control over their work, but, and this is key, they don't last forever. They're time-bound, so a patent eventually expires. And they're territorial, which means getting protection in one country doesn't automatically mean you're covered everywhere else in the world. So let's open up the toolbox and see what's inside. Because IP isn't just one single thing, it's a whole collection of different tools, each one designed to protect a specific kind of creation. The big ones you'll hear about are patents, which protect inventions and new technologies. Then you've got copyrights, which cover all kinds of creative works: books, music, movies, software code. Trademarks protect brand names and logos, the stuff that helps you tell one company's product from another. And there are others too, like trade secrets, which protect that secret recipe or confidential business plan. Now, in our world today, an idea can zip around the globe in a split second. And that creates a massive challenge, right? How do you protect something you can't touch, something that doesn't care about borders? Well, that's where the international safety net comes in. If you look at this map, you can see that the strength of IP protection is all over the place, depending on the country. So without some kind of global framework, an invention you patent in Finland could just be copied and sold freely somewhere else. That's what makes international cooperation so absolutely essential. And the key player on this global stage is that organization I mentioned earlier, WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Organization. It's a special agency of the UN, and its whole mission is to create a balanced, effective international IP system that actually works for all 193 of its member countries. And this system didn't just appear overnight. It's been evolving for more than 100 years. You can trace it back to the 1886 Berne Convention for protecting art and books. Then it took a giant leap forward in 1994 with something called the TRIPS Agreement, which set minimum standards for every country in the World Trade Organization. And more recently, we've gotten treaties to deal with the digital world and to make it easier to file for patents in lots of countries at once. It's a living, breathing system. Okay, so we've got this complex global web of laws and treaties. But so what? Why does any of this actually matter? Well, the final piece of the puzzle is understanding the direct line between protecting ideas and actually building a better, more prosperous society. It's because strong IP rights are like a catalyst for progress.
They create this environment where entrepreneurship can flourish, where innovation is rewarded, and where ultimately you get more accountability across the board. And it's not just a theory, the data makes this connection incredibly clear.
I mean, just look at these correlations. They are shockingly strong. You see an almost one-to-one relationship with entrepreneurship and a super strong link to innovation. And check out that strong negative correlation with impunity. All that means is that in societies that do a good job protecting property rights, you tend to see way less corruption and a lot more accountability. At the end of the day, a strong IP system isn't just about making sure creators get paid. It's a fundamental building block of a modern economy. Like it says here, it's essential for creating jobs, for driving prosperity, and for encouraging the investment we need to solve the world's biggest problems. And that brings us right to the edge of tomorrow. I mean, with generative AI that can create brand new content in seconds, and with information being shared globally in a blink of an eye, the very definition of a creation of the mind is being tested like never before. It leaves us with a really big, critical question. In the world we're heading into, what will it even mean to protect a new idea?